Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Noon with Natalie. I'm excited to be back. My name is Natalie Mayotte. I own Master Your Authentic Voice. I'm a speaking and presentation skills expert, and I'm also the creator of Teen Talk because teens need public speaking too. But today, I'm mostly excited because I have a fantastic woman here from Victoria Harbor near Georgian Bay, or on Georgian Bay, I should say, joining me. Please welcome Janice Stone from Janice Stone Life Coaching, and I want to tell you a little bit about her. She's an entrepreneur and coach. It's been over 25 years. She loves her beautiful blended family, 2 daughters, both married, and 1 beautiful grandbaby boy, 2 son-in-laws, and 2 sons. And she lives in God's country in Muskoka, Ontario. Now, my father would have something to say about that because he thinks he lives in God's country. 1 kilometer away from the beautiful Georgian Bay. The key to her success is that it's all about helping people and building relationships. Hallelujah to that. Her hobbies and interests include reading, lots of reading, knitting, hiking, family game nights, and something no one would know about her, she enjoys advanced driving weekends and driving her BMW out on the Mosport Track in Bowmanville. It's the fastest track in North America. Look at that. That's a little secret something. So thanks for joining me on New with Natalie, Janice.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, Natalie.
My pleasure. So tell us a little bit about Janice Stone Coaching. What is it exactly?
It is, I am a professional life coach, but I like to use the term purpose coach because it is my focus. Helping people identify their purpose, their life purpose, and then being able to set very intentional action steps to live that out.
Now, is there a particular market? Because I know for me, I work with professionals, I work with teens, but who is your really niche market that you work with?
Well, it was hard for me to define a niche market because of the real need for almost anybody to define their purpose.
Yeah.
Where I have really focused in on, and I find is probably the biggest niche, is ladies who are new to empty nesting.
Okay.
Yeah. They are to know who they are.
Yeah. We forget as women, yeah. I would say. Absolutely. And I know I'm in my mid to late 40s, and sometimes I have to make sure that I reconnect. So I totally get. And so this brings me to a little bit. So if those empty nesters are looking for their why, what is the why in Janice Life Coaching? What is your why?
My why is really to help people know who they were made to be.
Mm-hmm.
To be looking for that people pleasing or the comparison, but to be able to be confident, sure of who they were, and that gives clarity, it's passion, and it just makes all the difference.
I believe you, absolutely. And I think there's a lot of women out there that can benefit from that. Now, what would be right now your focus or your main offer that's working for you in your coaching business?
One of the main focuses in my business is to help people to be purposeful day by day. And as I mentioned, to know their why. And so the best way to do that is within my masterclass. I call it the Power of Purpose Masterclass.
Okay.
And it is 4 evenings a month. So whichever month it's in, it could be every Monday evening.
Okay.
And through Zoom. So anybody in North America can join in. And we take 4 evenings. The first evening, we identify what is your life purpose, what is your why, and we really define that clearly. We set some big goals. We dream big and set some of those big goals that most of us are even afraid to think that we could have them as goals. Evening, we look at what are the limiting beliefs that we, before we even knew we were choosing to believe them, we started believing them, and how does that sabotage our dreams? And so we define that, and then we change that mindset into affirmation statements so that you can do a mind shift on an ongoing basis. The third evening, we look at you are the one who can choose to change. what are the fears that are limiting you, and then how can you change your language from victim language to leader language?
Mm-hmm.
How can you really overcome those fears? What is it that's back, and what can you do to get over that? And then week 4 is the real wrap up, and it's taking all of that and then setting very specific and strategic action goals going forward. So they finish knowing who they were made to be, understanding what it is that holds them back, and then being able to know what are they going to do to move forward.
Nice. And do they have homework?
They do. Not much. Not much. The power of it is the community online. The class I'm doing right now, we have a 71-year-old lady who is in a rehabilitation hospital after a stroke. We have a 30-year-old who is just wondering, I thought I knew what I wanted, but that's not quite it, and I'm in this limbo, and where am I going to go? And the new empty nester who is in high administration within a hospital, who still needs to know, I've poured myself into everything else.
Yeah.
So
I hear you.
That's the power, is the community within that group.
You used a really great word, and I think it's probably not used enough, is that idea of purpose. And I think even with what I do when it comes to speaking, everything has an intention and a purpose. And use your, it's gestures. We need to use them with purpose. The way you use your voice with purpose. The words that we choose with purpose, so that we can really communicate at a level. That's awesome. Absolutely. So so now your master classes are going on. I'm going to kind of jump ahead. So how do we join a master class? How can they find out about those?
You can see those on my website anytime. Okay. Next one will be in November.
Perfect. And what's the website? Just quickly.
JaniceStone.ca.
Perfect. JaniceStone.ca if you want to know more about the master classes. So that's in November. So anything exciting happening right now we should know about that you're working on?
Ooh, yes. Well, the master class is definitely one of them, but I have a conference on Friday, November the 1st in Ontario, which is about an hour north of Toronto. So very easy to get to from anywhere. And it is a day focused on leadership development and looking at igniting your purpose.
Nice.
And refer to purpose, I am not referring to life purpose as in, why are you here on earth? Although I mean, we all deal with that. That is part of it in all our lives. But each one of us has our own purpose, which is the way our values and passions, the way we were made and designed, and how that lives out. So it's not so much what you do as how you do it. And when you haven't identified that, very often you're trying all kinds of different things and you're not too sure which it is. And whereas once you have identified your life purpose, it doesn't matter what you're doing, you clarity. And so you know what to say yes to and what to say no to, and you know the meaning behind what you're doing. And it lives out through your personality and your design.
Yeah. And
the conference will work through that through leadership.
Cool.
So when you're a leader, and you're a leader no matter what woman you are, because you are having influence over someone. And so it's a leader, but it is also fantastic for teams within a workplace, or teams of friends, so that you can see that it doesn't matter if you're a receptionist or you're the CEO. You have a major part. A beautiful example of that is I just had a tour of our local hospital, and one of the areas they took us through was through the ultrasound, and they had an ultrasound machine that they needed to, it was 6 years old. At 7 years, it is almost out of date. But what really blew me away is when the technician was talking about the importance of the machine and getting the information that she needs to get, because when she passes that along to the doctor, if it's not in that ultrasound, he can't do anything. And it just triggered, again, that thought that technician, we tend to think, oh, the doctor's diagnosing, the doctor is the one that we elevate. And yet the technician, without her, doesn't get the information he needs. So understanding that within a team.
Absolutely. Wow, that's a great analogy. We had a speaker this morning at my BNI meeting, and he talked about really identifying your strengths, the strengths in your team. And I think that kind of is a parallel with you're saying. That's great. I wish I was a little closer to Barrie.
Me too.
Don't get me wrong. 7 hours might
bring
be a little.
the train in. Bring the train in.
I know, but I'll get to Barrie eventually. That's not
Awesome.
a problem. Okay, so once again, if they want to get in touch with you, the best way is through the website, janicestone.ca. Is there any other social media that you can be reached easily?
Absolutely. Facebook. I'm on as Janice Stone Life Coach.
Perfect.
There regularly. I go on every morning at 8 o'clock with a live video with inspiration, motivation, affirmations, some tips that will equip them. And then I'm also on Instagram with Janice Stone
underscore.
Thank you. I always forget that word, underscore. So Janice Stone _ life coach on
Instagram.
And through the website, you can connect through to any of those as well as my phone number.
Perfect. Excellent. That was awesome. So Janice Stone's Life Coaching, she has some great tools for you. Catch her on Facebook. I do see you early in the morning, and I kind of wonder, whoa, you're brave to get on that early. That's for sure. Once again, my name is Natalie. I'm Master Authentic Voice. I'm a speaker trainer, and my focus is on public speaking. The fear that a lot of people have. So if you're looking for some skills and some tips or support in any presentations that are coming up, please feel free to reach out through my website at nataliemayotte.com. You can also find me on Facebook at Master Your Authentic Voice or Nat Mayotte on Instagram. Whatever you choose to do today, have a great day. Janice, thanks so much for being with me today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Natalie.
Take care, and we'll see you soon on the next Noon with Natalie.